In this episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing episode 6 of The Old Man. Now, there is one more episode left until the season 1 finale of The Old Man, which is episode 7. Now, in this episode, the episode opens up with Dan having a nightmare about a young Abby while on the plane with Zoe. So basically, he shows Zoe a strange kind of ritual that he has before going on a mission by writing a name down, putting it in water, taking it out, and trying to put back and piece together the name again. It's very interesting how it's done and very different. Now, they discuss different coping mechanisms in Chase's line of work with certain lessons, and Dan is really opening up to Zoe about certain things. I've said it before, and I'll say it again in this review. Like I said in my past reviews of this show, I'm not a fan of the character of Zoe, played by Amy Brenneman. I feel like she's just a nuisance, and she's just there for no reason, and she was just a character that was put into the script to fill a void for something, or to kind of keep Dan sane, so to speak. Now, meanwhile, Harold Harper gets a call from his wife, who explains that she knows about the involvement and what happened, and then Harper kind of questions his wife, like, how do you know about what's happening and everything? Well, who do you think is at the house? Morgan Boat. Now, basically, Boat and Harper have a conversation about the FBI's assistant director's current situation, where Harper questions Boat about planting Chase's daughter and Emily in his agency under a false identity, which is Angela Adams. Now, Boat explains that Angela can be used to resolve Harper's situation in a different way, or a different manner, so to speak, and to save his reputation from ruining it in the public eye, or even further down the line in the near future. Now, Boat offers to help Harper. Harper is conflicted about using Angela as a pawn on himself to save himself and his career. Now, meanwhile, Boat's task force of Julian Carson, Agent Waters, and another contract killer named Mike are seen in Tunis and, discussing certain things. Now, meanwhile, we go back to Dan and Zoe, and they have finally landed in Morocco, and then they are there to meet Russian oligarchy Pavlovich. Now, a flashback reveals that Dan Chase actually helped Pavlovich escape Hamzad's camp, and then later on, Hamzad figures out that Balor was spying on him, and she likely freed Pavlovich with Dan Chase's help. Dan Chase just stands there, looks at Hamzad, while Hamzad in the distance is looking at Balor, and Balor is doing something else. It's a really interesting, tense moment that all of a sudden is coming together. Now, Harper tries to understand where Angela's loyalty lies. So basically, he kind of interrogates Angela on the train, and that, she's aware that Harper received a call from Boat, and Harper explains that Boat offered to help clear his name by blaming Angela and putting certain things in the situation. Angela then convinces Harper to let her take the blame for everything, and Angela explains that she has arranged for Harper to return home while she heads to Morocco to take down Hamzad with her father, after all the stuff that has happened between Hamzad and Dan Chase in the past. However, as Harper reaches outside the airport, he sees Agent Waters in the truck waiting for him. Okay? And then Harper becomes convicted that something is not right, something is off inside the airport, and then he goes to find Angela, but she is gone. So now we get to Dan Chase. Now, Dan Chase goes to Pavlovich. Pavlovich reveals another secret that this show really keeps just unraveling, is that he revealed some secrets about Balor, or Abby, and he states that Balor had a way of wooing men and coercing them into getting information for or from them. And Pavlovich had a history with Balor before she became Hamzad's wife, implying that they had some kind of relationship or a fling of some sort, and that the conflict between Hamzad and Chase just became more complicated. Meanwhile, while all that's happening, Hamzad's lawyer, Nina, is talking to Zoe and speaks with Zoe about what's all happening and everything. Dan kills Pavlovich's bodyguards. They escape on the boat. I'm curious about how the escape happened, because it just happens and then They go, and then they get to the docks. The police come, a helicopter lands, and then Harold Harper comes out, and we finally see Harper and Chase face to face after all these years. And basically, Harper asks, she's been taken, and Chase is like, where, by whom? And Harold Harper says, by the old man. So now we finally understand that this show, The Old Man, who that character is, and that character is Morgan Boat, played by Joel Grey. He's in the shadows, not really much front and center as a villain, but he is there. So basically, Harper and Chase are going to combine and join forces to go after Waters and Hamzad and help save Emily, or Angela for that matter. And Zoe is just there, just being Zoe. I absolutely love this episode. We got a lot of information about what was happening, what was going on. I love the actor that plays Pavlovich, because you've seen him in many TV shows and many movies in the 90s and early 2000s. He's a Croatian actor. His name is Radi Zerbazica. I apologize if I'm getting that name wrong, but it's great to see him in a show like this. Joel Grey is great as Morgan Boat. He's just sitting there, but he's sinister. Harold Harper, John Lithgow is fantastic and phenomenal, as is Jeff Bridges as Dan Chase. It's great to see, and the acting between Jeff Bridges and the other actors on this show are fantastic, because Jeff Bridges kind of elevates their character and their acting to another level. Like, if Amy Brenneman was doing this on her own, I feel like this show wouldn't be what it is. Zoe as a character means nothing. It's just there as a filler, I feel like. And the flashbacks we get are great, knowing the understanding of Hamzad, Dan Chase, Balor, or Abby, and Pavlovich, and what happens, and how Abby was, the one that caused all this commotion and stuff. And it's just all these 30 years and this revenge and its grudge is all because of a woman. I mean, that's just insane and mind-blowing to think. Great writing. People say that they don't like this show because it's slow going. It's nothing getting to the point of everything. You don't have to have a show that gets to the point. You can have great dialogue, good writing, good acting, and it gets to show and point across, like this episode 6, season 1 of The Old Man, which is fantastic. The action was subtle and quick, but quick gunfight here and there. Nothing too much. I feel like the season finale, episode 7, is going to be really interesting, and we're going to get an interesting aspect and take on what could happen now, especially now knowing that there have been greenlit for a season 2 of The Old Man. And what is the story going to be? Who will return? Who will die? And it's going to be interesting to find out what happens next. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 6 of The Old Man. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about the disturbing secret that Pavlovich told Dan Chase about Balor, saying that she used her coercion to get information from men all this time, and now you find out who the old man is? The history between Hamzad, Pavlovich, Chase. I mean, and how does Morgan Boat, the old man, play a role in this? And what do you think is going to happen? Who's going to double cross someone? And do you still think that Agent Waters is Hamzad's son? I still feel like it is. Hopefully we get that reveal. If not, then I'm really surprised. And do you see Zoe surviving this final episode? I wouldn't really care if she did or not, because it's not a character that I do care about. I care about more of the other characters than I do her. So let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked. And I'll see you all in the next review video. And be sure you tune in next week for my season 1 finale, episode 7 of The Old Man.